Hello, America and curling fans from Canada to Newfoundland. This is your host, Ryan Olson, with the latest draw from the 2026 DoubleTakeout.com MoPac Championships. It's MoPac After Dark, TGI MoPac After Dark, as you might say. Got some people fists up in the air. We're ready for a fun time tonight as we bring you our feature game between Team Endicott from Coyotes taking on Team Serna from San Francisco Coyotes and Wine Country. Interesting game on tap tonight as we have two teams looking for another win to advance in the standings. Uh, Endicott is at 1-3, and Cerna is looking for their first win at 0-4. Uh, there's going to be three more games tomorrow, but we are also going to provide live look-ins when we can on the battle on sheet D between the two undefeated teams remaining in the field. The 5-0 Team McBride from OC Curling in San Francisco taking on Team Coleman at 4-0. Team Coleman hails from San Francisco, so we'll keep you updated on that game as well as the other games on the ice. We can control the cameras remotely, so we can kind of lean over to sheet D to see how that game is doing. Uh, but as the ice techs have finished mopping the ice, we're going to zoom in on our feature game on sheet B. We're going to see which team has the last rock advantage. They're telling the teams right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a fun tournament so far. And if you guys have any questions or comments or even just like nudges to say, hey, what's happening on sheet D, let me know and I'll do my best to pop over and see what's going on. So as the teams head out onto the ice, it looks like we see Team Endicott and the lead Cassie Endicott get set. So that means that Team Serna has the last rock advantage. There are two Endicotts in the field, Cassie and the skip Adam. So she gets set. We are getting underway here in draw six, MoPac After Dark, which is really just like any other MoPac draw, but we try to be a little looser. Not saying we have cocktails in the warm room, but I'm not saying we don't have cocktails in the warm room, which is a triple negative. And she puts up a center guard that doesn't quite touch the center line. Still a good guard nonetheless. As we have the lead for Team Serna get set. This is Justin Legg. Looking to draw around that guard that was put up. Uh, if it over curls, there's not going to be a penalty. We are doing the no tit rule on the center line, but rock is not on the center line, so it's not in play for this shot. And that looks pretty close to a tight guard, as we can see from the overhead button cam. Teams should be playing pretty quickly in this first end, as a lot of top teams kind of have the first four shots kind of mapped out just for efficiency and knowing uh, kind of where they would like the routes to go to start. I wish I did that during my league night. That draw around the guard looks to be very successful. They're going to settle in the top 4 foot, 4 shots. And it looks to be about 60% buried. So Justin is being asked to draw on top of it. We got Dan Stephanie sweeping. He had some pizza for dinner, so we gotta watch out for the pizza bloat. That's an inside joke, as that rock will come to the guard, uh, tap the guard over as the shooter rolls wide to the left from this view. Net struck coming from the second for Team Endicott. This is Sean Tate. He's the ice maker at Coyotes. Definitely knows his ice, and let's see if he knows this ice, as this rock looks to be curling up pretty sharply, almost out of hand. Looks like it's going to go on top of the guard, just based on where Adam was. That seems to be where they wanted it. As we see Megan Grow push out of the hatch for her first stone. I think looking to try to tap the blue in the rings. Looks like this is going to be on the guard. So it does crash on the guard, opens access to that stone more than ever before. But it is a crash nonetheless. So based on the path to the shot stone open, I think they're looking to put up a front stone to make it harder for Anto in her ring to, you know, remove that stone and roll buried for shots. So now Endicott is sitting two. Asking Dan to hold the line. Looking pretty good. Going to get one of the stones. And then the shooter's going to roll under the center cover and peek out the other side. So Endicott could choose to hit and roll on the yellow in the rings, or basically draw again, and that seems to be what he's leaning towards, the draw on the right side. This is the third for Endicott, Olivia Andre. So the weight looks like it's going to be close to being parallel to the shot stone. Sorry for the pee pops. So it definitely creates like just a little bird's nest for a possible double takeout. So just a little heavy. Well, not, I think just a little heavy. It didn't curl enough. As as Dan Stephanie gets set. So looking to try to set up the double. But Dan was saying they don't need the double. They would rather, I think, hit and roll undercover and be shot, which sounds like pretty good advice. Seems like Dan's been here before, as some people might say. Calling for curl. It looks like it might hit the outside of the shot stone and rolls to tap the other stone in the rings. So it does get rid of the blue shot rock. Yellow is shot, but it's open. And so now Andre has a chance to hit that yellow out. But the danger is possibly jamming on the blue right next to it. Calling for some curl. So they definitely are going to hit the outside, which I think is the angle they wanted to hit. And it does roll to be second shots on the edge of the 8-foot ring. So Anto is calling for a hit and roll on the blue stones, maybe possibly set up a double. Calling for some curl. Gonna hit, gets one of the blues moving through the rings out of play. The first blue that got struck hangs out in the biting 8-foot. Looks like from this view that Serna is shot, but Serna is 1 and 3, and Endicott is the second shot. So Endicott could try to pick out that yellow stone with a shot similar to what Olivia just threw, or he could maybe just draw under that cover. Although the finding the right curl has been tricky. I think just they're kind of noting that it's very weight sensitive in terms of if it's light, it might over curl. If it's heavy, it might not curl very much at all. So the broom is down for the draw as we have Adam Endicott in the hat, ready for his first rock without the hammer here in the first end at the start of a new game. A clean sheet of ice, just like a unwritten blank page in someone's journal on January 1st. Looking to draw around the cover. Looks like it's going to get around those guards. The question is, where is it going to sit down? The weight looks a little up, but we've seen that once it starts to slow down, it does. The weight does kind of hit the brakes pretty quickly. Not quite in time for that shot. It does settle in the back 12 foot on the edge of the house. It's good for fourth shot. So that rock could come into play. It doesn't seem like it would, but we'll see. Serna's sitting 1 right now, just based on my assertion. If you guys have a thought in the chat of who shot, let us know. As Anto makes her way down the ice. Looking to draw, I believe. Dan has the broom set for a hit, so I could be wrong. You can see that it's in front of the blue rock, although sometimes you put the broom in front of a stone just for better visibility. This is Anto's first stone. And it was set up for the hit. It chips the blue to the edge of the 12-foot, and then the yellow that was struck rolls to the back 12-foot to push the back blue ever so slightly further out to the edge of the house. So Serna is sitting 3, and so just like that, Endicott is the person chasing to try to minimize giving up a big end. Crazy shot there by Serna, but it paid off. So they're set up for a draw. Cassie is the vice skip for Team Endicott. This is the mixed fours format, which is like the 4-person game normally, with each team having 8 rocks, with the variation being that you alternate between the genders, man, woman, or woman, man. And that also extends to the leadership, where the skip can be one gender, but that means the vice has to be the opposite gender. So we have Cassie acting as vice for Adam. He wasn't looking happy about that shot. Weight looks a little up, but I think they may be looking for a plan B, as they're sweeping the heck out of it to make sure it gets buried. It doesn't quite get buried. So good enough for shots, and it is a little bit buried. So Anto could do like maybe board weight to pick that stone out and secure the 3 spots, maybe 4 if the shooter sticks around. But they need to make sure they don't crash on the guard. So they can't throw a lot of heat at it. They need to count on at least a little bit of curl. You can see they're looking for about like about a rock and a quarter. So not a bad shot by Endicott. Definitely will make Anto make a tricky shot for the points. So facing 1, a chance to open up the scoring with 3, maybe more. This is Anto with her last rock, the hammer, here in the first end. Calling for curl. Looks pretty good. It's around the first guard. Needs to get a piece. It does. Now the question is, where does that blue stone go? And it's going to go through the rings, out of play. They do stick the shooter. So that is a score of 4 for Team Serna to open up the scoring. Good start for Team Serna. We'll be right back to our feature game in just a moment. But before we take a full break, let's take a look at sheet 4, just to update the scoring, because they are just starting the second end. Looks like the scoreboard, ignore the scoreboard. um, 1 second, let me turn that on. So it looks like Team McBride had the hammer to start and was forced to a single, so that score is 1-0, and Coleman has the hammer to start the second end. So we will keep an eye on that game. And again, let me just kind of nudge me to check on updating the other sheet, because we definitely want to keep an eye on this battle between the 2 undefeated teams. So shifting our attention back to our feature game. We're in the second end, and Team Serna is up 4-0 as we have Justin throw the first rock. Going for the in-turn clockwise rotation, going for a guard, I believe. It's going to slip into the rings, perhaps. Actually, not. That is a guard. And it is on the center line, so that rock cannot be dislodged off the center line until after the fifth rock of this end. As we have Cassie's first stone looking to put up a corner guard. We didn't take a full break, but I do want to thank our sponsors for this presentation of the 2026 DoubleTakeout.com Championships, MoPac Championships, including DoubleTakeout.com, offering rankings of the top men's and women's teams from around the world and unique statistics updated throughout the competitive curling season at DoubleTakeout.com. And by Curling.gg. Curling.gg is proud to be an official sponsor of Team Canada's mixed doubles champions, Brett Gallant and Jocelyn Peterman. And by Endgame Curling. Elevate your game with Endgame Curling. Learn more at endgamecurling.com. So that second stone by Justin goes deep into the 12 foot. So we have a tight guard and a stone in the rings for Serna and a corner guard by Endicott. As we have Cassie get set for her second stone. And coverage of this end is being brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com, our title sponsor for this event, and all of the competitions as part of the DoubleTakeout.com MoPac Championships. Looks like they're trying to go around that corner guard and slip into the rings. And that looks like it's going to settle in quite nicely in the back 8 foot. It does not look to be buried, though. You can see from this a head-on view. So Anto has the broom down for a takeout as Megan delivers her first rock to this end. Round the guard. Going to be a nose and a slight roll, so slightly just to the left of the center, left of nose, and the shooter will roll a bit buried. You can see from this head-on view, they can probably see about 40%, maybe half. So MoPac After Dark. We usually try to have some fun, have some topics for maybe our viewers to chime in with their thoughts. I was thinking just now, it could be like, what's your favorite candy, from a box of chocolates? You'd never know what you're going to get, but what would you hope to get in terms of a box of chocolates? I know there's a sampler that just had all like the white creme filling, which is kind of cruddy. We definitely don't want that. And the joke was, you do know what you're going to get with a sampler. It's all the same filling. So Cerna has 2 rocks in the rings. Endicott has a stone poking out the top 12 foot, and Megan's looking to pop that out. Hits it on the nose, scoots past the yellow shot stone, and that blue goes out of play. Good shot there by Megan. So Serna's sitting 3 right now, and Endicott's looking for ways to open things up and find places to put stones for a multiple point end. So earlier I said my favorite chocolate was the Scotch Mellows from C's. So Sean Tate Stone clips the guard and rolls on top of the other guard. So it does open things up a little bit. It does promote one of the Serna yellows into the back 12 foot. So Serna sitting 4 technically. But the situation is looking a bit better for Team Endicott with 2 of those guards gone. So just saw that someone accidentally put an Endicott blue rock in front of Dan Stephanie. He caught that in time, and so they were able to switch the rocks out. There's no penalty if you throw the wrong team's rock. The solution is pretty simple. They just basically run the correct stone down and replace it, and there's no other penalty. So Stephanie's looking to, I believe, put up a front stone. Maybe going to chip and roll a little bit, and it does. So Cerna's now sitting 5 in the rings. As we have Andre just set in the hack. Looking to draw, maybe hit and roll. This is kind of based on where Adam has the broom, looking to hit and roll under cover. So it looks like it's not going to hit. It's going to go under. Now the question is, where is it going to stop? It needs to sit down, and it will sit down in the back 8 foot, cutting Serna from 5 down to just 1. It appears, and they could maybe put a stick on that just to be sure. So that rock looks pretty exposed. So I think Serna will just try to pop that out with uh, Dan Stephanie's next rock. As Dan gets set, we'll watch his delivery. You have 3 elements you want to keep in mind with the delivery: aim, alignment, B, balance, and C, curl. And that looks like it's all 3 elements look pretty solid. Although Cern is calling for line, it looks decent, and it does hit that blue out. It does create a bit of a nest though for Adam Endicott's team to put another stone in the rings. So looking for some takeout weight, I believe, from Olivia. Let me show you what I'm seeing. looking okay. It looks like it's going to hit and then roll on top of the yellow in the back 8 foot. That's good for second shot. And that is going to be pretty well buried. So as we are to skip stones, we are going to shift just briefly over to sheet 4, the contest between the undefeated McBride and the undefeated uh, Coleman. And it looks like we are close to the last rocks here. I think this is a draw for 2, which is why I switched over. And that is a shot for 2. So Coleman converts the hammer with a 2 spot in the second end to take a 2-1 lead over McBride. That game is going to look like it's going to be a barn burner. We definitely want to stay tuned to that. As we go back to our feature game, where we see Anto Serna throw her first stone, looking to, um, I think, make a play on that blue Endicott stone, maybe close down the draw path. Looks like it's going to draw on top of the Endicott blue if it comes back in time. It looks like a little heavy, and Endicott's going to be able to sweep it through the rings out of play. So good effort by Anto, just a little on the heavy side. And this seems like as good a time as any. You know, uh, dining accommodations were gratefully provided by Team Serna and Anto. Uh, they cooked chili last night in a crock pot. I was able to get a bowl of that, quite delicious. And then they had some pizza tonight from one of the local pizzerias. And again, spinach and cheese, good all around. And I also need to say that I'm thankful for the food, but it does not affect how I call the games. Despite saying, "Man, Anto, what a gal!" As the broom is down for the draw, and going to go for the dramatic push out of the hat shot, apparently, as Adam Endicott gets set. Looking to, I think, hit the yellow and roll under if they can. Actually, no, they wanted to raise, and they hit the shot yellow, but then the yellow that got raised just basically replaced it. So lots of rocks in play, but the rocks that are the key factors right now are the Serna shot stone in the back 4 foot and the Endicott blue that is buried in the back 8 foot. So it looks like they're going to try that draw again with Anto's last rock. I feel like I'm in an episode of Hawaii Five-O. Just based on the opening credits of Hawaii Five-O, where they did a lot of dramatic pans and zooms across Honolulu and Hawaii, and just get that music playing, ba 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 ba. I dare not sing any more for fear of a copyright strike. Oh, it crashes on the guard. Not too bad. They could have maybe kept sweeping it to be a second shot, but it ends up in an okay place. Although Endicott has now a shot for 2, and that will definitely get them back into this game, down 4-0 here in the second end. I have the Hawaii 5-0 song stuck in my head now. Oh man, and then yeah, it's police. So the room is down for a light takeout weight, probably going to be about board weight, hack to board, I think would be the call. That's weight sufficient to get a stone to the hat or the scoreboard in the background behind it. Adam Endicott facing one, needing with a chance for two. Sorry, finding the right cameras. Ah, there we go. Oh, it just kissed and missed. Oh my goodness. So that is a steal of one for Serna. Endicott was close to getting 2 points there. Just didn't curl up enough, unfortunately. So they are going to, Serna's going to take a 5-0 lead heading into the into the third end, and we'll be right back as we continue with our coverage of the 2026 Mixed Forest Playdowns on the curling.gg network. While they are getting set for the start of the third end, let's go around the rings, introduce you to the other games on the ice. There are 9 teams in the field, 4 sheets in play, so that means 8 teams are playing at any given time, with one team on a bye. That team with the bye tonight is Team McDonald from Coyotes and Wine Country. So going from right to left, on sheet A, we have Team Aces with the Bluestones taking on Team McLean from Coyotes. Aces scored 2 with the hammer in the first end. They're up 2-0. Sheet B, our feature game, you have Team Serna up 5-0 over Team Endicott. Sheet C, we have Team Gilbert from Oval Curling jumping out to a 4-0 lead over Team Barajas from San Francisco. And then on sheet D, the battle of the undefeated teams, you had McBride scoring a single with the hammer in the first end, and then Coleman converted the hammer in the second end with 2, and it's up 2-1. So we are posting the scores to bondspieler.com, and we are definitely going to do our best to provide updates when we can on these very exciting games all around as it sets the table for tomorrow's triple header. So turning our attention back to our feature sheet, we have Cassie Endicott throwing the first rock for the Blue Rocks. After Justin put up a center line guard, so opting to go for a corner guard on the right side from this view, as we will let you know that this end is being brought to you by curling.gg. Curling.gg is growing fast and has partnered with Jamie Sinclair from the Curl Up with Jamie channel to bring more curling insights to fans everywhere. Curling.gg. So we have a corner guard for Endicott, a center guard for Serna, and we're going to see Justin try to attempt to draw around the center guard. Justin's been curling for about 6+7 years, or 6-7, as the kids maybe say. I think kids got tired of 6-7 a little quickly, although some of them still love it. And apparently Justin is a kid at heart. He's been curling for 6-7 years. That's 13 for those that do math. Uh, his best result was the Travolta Cup winner, which is one of the last chance games at the one of the San Francisco Bonspiels. Is it San Francisco or is it anywhere in California? Okay, thank you. So Travolta Cup's the last chance game. Basically, if your team's eliminated, you just sign up on a list, and if your name is drawn, you have a chance to play for the elusive and illustrious Travolta Cup, which every the winner of the cup, I guess, adds something new to the trophy every year, and it's kind of grown into something very unique. Uh, so Justin's one of the Travolta Cup recipients. Uh, Cassie has been curling for a long time. She likes gardening, board games, and reading, and her favorite sparkle color is purple. As we have Megan delivering a stone, calling for curl, but also it needs the sweep for the distance. And it's looking okay. It looks like it might bite the top 12, and it does. Looking to maybe take the put the corner guard into play. As we have Sean Tate delivering a stone. Sean's been curling for 22 years. Has some good wins on his resume. It's not going to get around the guard here. It's going to tick the guard, which is not a bad outcome, as that is the sixth rock at the end. So the Serna shot stone is open. And so it looks like Anto wants to draw on top of the stone with Megan's second rock. Megan has been curling for 12 years. Uh, she lost the Travolta Cup to her now Skip at the 2022 Barrel Bonspiel. That's going to settle in the top 8 foot. So it's a good front stone. So possible double, especially as Adam is calling for control weights. So some of Sean's wins include most recently the runner-up at men's club Playdowns at Coyotes. Went to club nationals in 2023. Also won the spring training bonspiel at Coyotes back in 23. So looking for a possible double, at least moving some stones around. Gets one of them moving, and then the shot stone, the shooter's going to stick around for second rock. And so Anto looks to be maybe looking for a guard, although they're suggesting maybe peeling. So they're opting to peel, it sounds like. Calling for curl. Wait in line. It's going to pick the blue out, and that blue is going to go sailing through the reins just without a care in the world. Let's shift to our game on sheet D, the Battle of the Undefeated Teams. Looks like we are to skip rocks, the last of the skip stones, I believe. As we have Gabrielle Coleman throwing takeout weight to pluck out the McBride yellow that is sitting second shot. Line looks decent, and it's going to hit and roll out, but it's going to leave two Coleman blues to contend with. So I think that McBride is going to be forced to a single point, and they're going to talk about how they're going to get there. And I think this is the last rock. This is a hammer on sheet D, I believe. Please don't quote me on it. And again, we're focusing on this game because this is like the battle between the two undefeated teams. The team that wins will be in the driver's seat for possibly winning this event, as we have one more day of competition tomorrow, a round robin, and then a possible tiebreaker games on Sunday. So this is the last rock from Justin McBride, the skip for Team McBride. It's kind of funny how his name matches the team name. Just going for a gentle takeout weight. They don't want to hit and roll out. So, oh, it's going to go right between the two blues. Uh, it stops in time to only give up one. So Coleman steals one and we'll go up 3-1 over Team McBride. And again, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that game throughout the night. And lots of great curling to come as we shift our attention back to our feature sheets. As we have Olivia Andre looking to draw and tap out the Serna shot stone in the back forefoot. This is a little wide. I think they're trying to coax it over to make some contact. It's not going to get there. And so there's a lone Endicott blue that is sitting second shot in the back 8 foot. Otherwise, Serna sitting 1, 3, and 4. So just keeping, still knocking on the door, and Endicott is looking for a way into the house. That analogy sort of made sense. Oh, that's kind of fun. Finding new switches on this broadcasting software. We are using the San Francisco cameras and streaming setup, and we definitely appreciate their technical support, headed by Tony. Also, he helped set up the clocks for the event, and definitely appreciate the technical know-how. It takes a lot of people to help an event like this, take shape and operate, and definitely appreciate that from Tony and the rest of the club. So Anto is looking to draw. I think they were hoping for a freeze. It's going to be not quite frozen. Looks like about a third of a rock to separation. So there's a possible double there. And Endicott could also look to hit and roll. That's kind of what he's looking at right now. Hitting and then rolling under cover if he can. Uh, Looking for a way to get 2, maybe 3 here to jump back into this game. So tonight's MoPac After Dark hot topic is, what's your favorite chocolate type of chocolate? Also, you can do the whole like American chocolate's awful. Why not? I mean, my argument is chocolate. So I'm still getting used to the idea of the Dubai chocolate, which is it doesn't look quite natural with all that pistachio stuff in it, pistachio filling. But I haven't tried it, so I can't knock it. I can maybe knock the price. It looks pretty pricey. As we have Adam Endicott looking for a hit and a slight roll to knock out 1 or 2 of these yellows. He's got the weight. Does he have the line? He's got 1. He gets the second yellow moving just slightly, and then the shooter rolls away. So Cerna is now still sitting 1, 3, and 4, and Endicott has that lone blue in the back 8 foot. So that was a good attempt, and it looks like Cerna is going to put that front stone back in place. This is Anto's last rock of the end. Uh, we were saying yesterday that she found curling after winning a golden ticket to the curling center in a box of nerds, and that sounds plausible. So the line is the most important part for Anto. It looks like it maybe over curled slightly. You can see that you can maybe get to the right side, maybe within the right line, hit it close to nose and get 2 points that way. So it's kind of a similar situation to Endicott's last shot in the second end, where he was sitting second and had a chance to pluck out the shot stone for 2 points and wasn't able to do it. This is a tricky shot, just like his last, the last end. So this is a key shot for Endicott to have a solid chance of getting back into this game. Last start the hammer coming from Endicott. Looks like a good release. Needs to curl maybe just a little bit, but they don't want to crash on the guard. Once it starts to curl, it will swing. And so it's past the guard. And now is it going to, how is it going to hit the shot stone? It hits it right on the right side where it needed to. And that is good for two for Team Endicott to break open the scoring, light up the light up the lights. It's the Muppet Show tonight. They are now currently at 2 points, 3 points away from Serna's 5-2 lead. And we're going to take a pause in the action and return in just a moment to the 2026 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships, coming to you live from San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. So we're about to get underway here in the fourth end of a possible 8 ends of regulation. If we do go to an extra end due to a tie game, that's how we resolve ties. And should we be tied after the extra end, we do a draw shot to the center of the house. We sometimes call it a shootout or the last stone draw, LSD for the cool hep cats out there. And Cassie puts up a textbook perfect center guard. Justin Lake is in the house. The hack? Not in the house, in the hat. So Anto and her ring have started off really strongly. Let's see how she responds to the hammer here in the fourth end. And they were hoping to draw around, ends up as a center-ish guard. And so with that guard in place, Adams looking to draw around on the right side with Cassie's second stone. So it didn't curl it very much, so she may have floated it wide, perhaps. Whoopsie. We're gonna zoom again. Get ready. Woo! So next rock coming from Justin. I think looking to make a play on that Endicott shot stone in the back of the house. Actually, they're drawing around. As soon as they were past the guard, they were off, and now they're just trying to see how far they can bury it. It's going to end up in the back button, so it looks like a pretty good place. You can see it's about half buried. They might be able to draw down on top of it, but not an easy takeout. Sean Tate's in the heck. So they are going to go for that soft takeout, going for, I think, hack weight. I think they said hack weight. I should pay more attention to what they're saying on the ice. All right. So I think the rock may have crashed on the guards. I took a pause. We're going to hear some popping sounds in a moment. It's going to be popcorn from the microwave, which is right next to the broadcast station. So don't be alarmed. I'll probably remind you in about 30 seconds. As we have Megan with her first rock. Her second rock, no, her first rock. Calling for curl. This is going to settle in the back of the 12 foot, I believe, right on the 8 foot line. So Serna sitting 1-3, and then Endicott has the second stone. So I think we're close to the skip stones on sheet D. So let's shift our attention back over there. As we are to the last of the skip stones. That's a pretty open house, and McBride has the hammer here. They're sitting 2 right now. And I don't know if you can hear the popping sound, but it is popcorn. It's not it's not because we're in a bad neighborhood. So that'd be really bad if there's that much popping. So McBride is sitting 2 right now. This shot from Coleman is going to be key coming up, so we'll stick with this game just for a moment. As Gabrielle Coleman makes her way to the hatch. This is their fourth end. They're going to take a 5-minute break after this. Popcorn does smell good, though. So this is Coleman's last rock, facing 2. I think the call is to just make one of those yellow go, make one of the yellows go away, and then McBride is going to have a drop for 2. I think that's going to be the call. As we see them sweeping to hold the line, they want to stick though, and they do stick. So blue is shot for now. Conceding the possible 2, but that seemed to be the best outcome given the rock positions. So we have the last rock coming. This is going to be a hit for McBride. Just like a Boffo Broadway play, it's a hit. I don't know how you would describe a draw, but we'll say it's a hit, and I'll say Boffo if he makes it. This is Justin McBride with his last chance to score two and tie things up, headed into the fourth end break. Looks like it was a little outside, but as long as they make solid contact and don't roll out, it looks like it might be a good shot. This is going to be close. They're working to push it over, and it's going to be a kiss. And it definitely does get that Coleman shot stone out, but the shooter is lost. So that's going to be a score of 1. Not quite the 2 they had hoped for. And so that's going to be a 3-2 Coleman headed into the fourth end break. We'll keep an eye on that as we continue. Shifting our attention back to our featured game on sheet B. As you can see, the cameras kind of zoom back and forth. Looks like we see Dan, Stephanie, and Anto talking about the situation. So Serna shot, but Endicott is threatening. I think that's what they're looking to try to minimize a possible multiple point steal here. As Serna does have the hammer up by a decent number. I think 5-2 being the score. Indeed, it is. So the broom is down. Let's look at the overhead camera, the button camera. Um, it looks like they want to clear the Endicott's blue. That's kind of dangerous because it definitely opens up the Serna yellow, and so that could really change the end around depending on how Dan's shot goes. Looking to, I think, peel the blue. It's going to hit the inside of the blue and pushes it to the back of the 12 foot. And the shooter is also going to stick around on the top or right side of the sheet, also in the 12-foot zone. So right now it is Serna sitting 1, 4, 5. And so if Endicott is able to get rid of that yellow shot stone, they could be sitting 3 in a position to steal. So I think they want to hit and roll undercover, I believe, we have Olivia's rock underway. So it looks like they want to tap it back. The weight might not be there. But if they sit on top, that wouldn't be too bad. It's going to be just a little light, I believe, as it settles into the top 4. So good for a second shot. And it's something that Endicott can use with his remaining 2 stones in this end without the hammer. So we're heading into the fourth end break on our feature game. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, and including who's this guy that's yapping nonstop, feel free to drop a note in the chat. Definitely appreciate the feedback and respond to questions or comments as I can. So it looks like Anto wants to draw down on top of the yellow that's already in the rings. Be sitting 2. If it taps the yellow aside, that's not too bad. As Dan and Stephanie get set. They light the line. And the line does look really good. Almost needs to maybe curl a little bit more. Actually, I say that they don't need to have it curl a little bit more. And Anto lights it. So right now, it's a pretty messy house. It looks like my apartment before I embarked on this trip. Just how messy this house is, and that's the type of topical humor that you guys tune in for, I'm sure. MoPac After Dark, and then we have one more MoPac After Dark on tap tomorrow night. So we hope you'll stay tuned for our Saturday triple header. Game times are 9:30, 2:30, and 7:30. So including the dentist's favorite time, 2:30. That's how the joke goes, right? So Endicott's facing a tricky situation. I think they have two more stones to go. I think they are in a steal position. The Rocks might not be curling enough because I would think they could maybe do a heavy like a draw and just like sit on top of that yellow and just make it really hard for Anto to score. But they're looking at like a angle raise takeout, yellow onto blue onto yellow, which would also work. The level of difficulty is a lot higher, but they might have a better chance of making it, depending on if they hit the broom correctly. So they looked at it, but they are opting to draw. So I think that's the discretion being the better part of valor, as they say. It's on my dating profile. That would be a really weird dating profile, which it is. This is Adam Endicott with his first without the hammer, looking to draw. Even if it's in a position where it's to the side of the shot stone, it's going to be hard to remove and could end up, forcing Anto to make an error. As both sweepers are on it for weight. Uh, so actually, I think we're going for kind of a setup shot, but the weight is not there necessarily. It's not in an awful place, but it does set up Anto for a shot to run the yellow back onto the blue. That yellow that's right by the K in Black Lives Matter. Yellow, blue, and then sit two. As the poem goes, everyone knows that nursery rhyme, two by two, buckle the shoe, yellow, blue, thus score two. Uh, I teach my kids that like every day and twice on Sunday, even when they say, "What does that mean?" And also, I don't have any kids. Mopac After Dark. So not gonna do that angle raise takeout. I think just looking to try to draw around and sit two that way. Antos Rock is away. Mega's just cleaning right now. Oh, I think they are going for the tap up. It looks like it might be on the blue. It does crash on the blue, and I was saying they could sweep it, but the sweeping would not have done too much. So now Endicott has two chances. Uh, Yellow, blue for one. Buckle my shoe. That doesn't rhyme. That's modernism, baby, or postmodernism. I love how you go over art history and then you get to modernism and it's like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. And you get to postmodernism and it's not quite do whatever you want, but it's just like, whatever format works, just go crazy. Adam Endicott with his last without the hammer, looking for the yellow blue for 1. He's got the weight. Does he have Betty Davis eyes? Oh, he's going for the outside blue. And oh, it was wide. Kind of just went to the back pile, not really changing the situation in the center of the house too much. I don't know what the point of the song Betty Davis Eyes is. I would need to review the lyrics. I just know that she's got Betty Davis eyes. So Anto's looking for a way to score 2 here. They could have swept that yellow that kind of bopped in. If they swept it like another half foot, they would be sitting possibly a third shot if they get rid of the 2, the Endicott blue. So they're up 5-2. They're sitting 1, and so again, kind of the discretion being the better part of valor, or weighing the risks versus the rewards, is opting to draw on the left side. Just like that famous radio song, "Pass the Draw" on the left-hand side. Anto is in the hat, looking to draw the 4-foot for a second point. Here's the hammer. Justin is cleaning. Now he's digging in. It's over curling, so it's not going to get there. Oh, it could do something. Oh, it could do something bad. Not too bad, though. It hit the yellow onto the blue, but not hard enough to advance the blue into scoring position. So that is a single point for Anto in her rink. We are at halftime. So we're going to take a pause in the action on our feature sheet, and then we'll swing over to the Battle of the Undefeateds in just a moment after I update the scoreboard and do some couple announcements as we do. As Team Serna is up 6-2 after 4. Our feature game is going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll rejoin them in a moment. Until then, another thanks to our sponsors, including DoubleTakeout.com, offering a unique way to view the top men's and women's teams from around the world, offering up-to-date statistics and a custom ranking system to see how your favorite team ranks against the competition. DoubleTakeout.com, and by Curling.gg. Curling.gg just launched a new beta feature that lets you upload photos and recreate real curling scenarios. Check it out and give it a try at curling.gg. And by Endgame Curling, elevate your game at Endgame Curling, endgamecurling.com. So, looking at our bonus coverage game between the two undefeated teams, Team McBride and Team Coleman. McBride with the yellow rocks, Coleman with the blues. Coleman looks to be sitting shot well buried in the top 8 foot, although Coleman's taking a look at it to make sure. Coleman's holding on to a 1-point lead, 3-2 after the fourth end break. And so Coleman confirms they are sitting one, calling for a straight draw to the back forefoot, basically noting that if they don't go there, McBride is going to basically just draw on top of their own yellows that are already in the rings and outcount the Coleman blue that's in the top 8 foot. Weight looks a little up, so maybe looking for a plan B. There does not appear to be a plan B as that rock goes through the port and settles in the back 12 foot. So now it's a race to the button as McBride has the broom down. We are to skip stones as McBride was forced to a single in the fourth end. That's why we see Justin heading down the ice right now. I know what's going on. But the action is so intense, he has to take off his jacket. That's MoPac After Dark, baby. So Justin McBride, he is one of the leaders for OC Curling's quest to establish dedicated ice in Orange County, California. They just signed the lease on their new forever home in Santa Ana, just about 10 minutes away from the John Wayne Airport. So looking forward to seeing that unfold. And I'm sure they could be looking for some financial help to realize their curling dreams. I think he mentioned the website. I'll see if I can pull that up in just a moment. So looking to draw the back forefoot. This looks pretty good. It's going to sit down in the back forefoot. Good for shots. And so that does, I think, give Coleman a chance to hit and roll. You can see that's where she put the broom to do a slight tap and roll. I would do the same thing if I could actually execute the shot. All right. So Team McBride notes that the ice to help fundraise for OC Curling's dedicated ice is the website ocdedicatedice.com. That's ocdedicatedice.com. So not looking for crazy weight for this hit and roll. I think it's going to be about hack weight. They're going to hit the yellow into the blue backing in the back 12 foot. And our featured game is underway. I'll definitely let you guys know what's happening when we get back to the action in just a moment. We are to skip stones right now. This is the exciting part. So the weights, didn't quite look like hack out of hands, and it's actually coming up a bit light. So I don't think that's what we wanted, especially based on where Gabrielle was holding the broom or pointing the broom. So McBride is sitting one right now, and there could be a chance. They could have a chance to steal two. So they're looking to draw the left side of the sheet from this overhead view. This is his last rock. As he makes his way down the ice. They are doing okay on time. You can see the yellow clock ticking down, which I believe that's not their clock. That is for the oval team on the neighboring sheet. I don't know how they're doing on time. So McBride's rock is away, looking to draw. I think get a piece of the forefoot, or based on what Claire Blasky has the broom, I think they wanted to get around that blue guard that Coleman just put up and bite the 8-foot. It's not going to come around enough. So Coleman now has an angle raise takeout for 2, and it seems to be the only real shot she has, unless she wants to try a tricky draw to the full 4-foot, but that's what they're looking at. And that could be a smart call. They're up 1, so with a even if they give up a single here, they're tied, and they have 3 more ends to retake the lead and hold on to it. So going for the wide draw for a single point as Coleman heads down the ice. A lot of the rocks seem to have been on the left side, so it's going to be interesting to see how the stone travels down this ice on the right side. Also, she was a little light on her first stone, so the adjustment might be to be a little up weight, but it could be enough. A lot of stuff could happen. Last rock with the hammer is Gabrielle Coleman, facing 1, a draw for a single point, and this is hanging out. I don't think he's going to come back, and indeed it is not. So it's going to be a steal of at least 1. They're going to take a look at it to see if they need to do a measure. And they're not going to do the measure, so it looks like it was just a single point. So we're going to shift back to our feature game. Definitely, again, keep our eyes on this battle of the undefeated teams on sheet D, as in Delta. Why not? So turning our attention back to our feature game between the Team Endicott from Coyotes taking on Team Serna from Coyotes, San Francisco, and Wine Country. We see Endicott this is the last stone coming from Sean Tate. Going to hit. It's going to roll just a little buried, just a sliver. As Dan and Stephanie get set. Calling for board weight. Coverage of this end is being brought to you by Endgame Curling. Take your broom on the road with ease with the Endgame travel handle. Endgame is 100% carbon fiber. Get back to that in just a moment. Calling for curl. There we go. Sorry. It's going to get a piece, and we're going to see where that ends up. It just kisses and misses, as I like to say. Just kiss the stone and push the shot rock even further undercover, although it kind of poked out the other side. And so Endicott, I think, has a draw again for just at 2, and they do have the hammer this end down 6-2. As we have Olivia Andre get set for her first rock of this 5th end. So Endgame has a 100% carbon fiber 3-piece travel handle that's built for convenience and fits most carry-on luggage. Plus, the travel handle is compatible with heads of other broom brands. Elevate your Bonspiel game with Endgame Curling and learn more at endgamecurling.com. So I think Adam was looking at drawing to the wing, ends up actually drawing to the button. He's okay with that outcome. It looks pretty good. This is Dan Stephanie. His first, or is his second? My apologies. His second stone. Calling for curl. It is a wide. It's digging in now. They're looking to park on top. Looks like it's a little up, so it might settle in for a bump. We got a little bump. Pushes the shot blue to the back button, and that yellow hangs out a bit wide. And so Endicott has a chance to hit and roll as he's calling for hack weight for Andre's second rock. Teams are a little tight on time here in this fifth end. They wanted to basically, I think, start this end with about 15 minutes of time on the clock, ideally 16. Uh, but they're still in third stones, and Endicott has 12 and a half minutes, and Serna has just over 11 minutes. So the hit and roll ends up to be a bit of a jam. Kind of rearranges the house just a tad. So we have Endicott still sitting two, and we have a little bit of backing as the the Serna uh, third shot is in the back 8 foot, kind of in the most obvious takeout path. So aware of the time, Anto hustles back for her shots. Looking to take out the blue and roll undercover seems to be the call. It's over curling. Let's see if it holds on. It looks okay to take out the first blue, and then it hits the other blue and taps that back to the 8 foot line. So going for from Endicott sitting two to Serna sitting two, that could be a TSN turning point as Anto exchanged high fives with Dan and some enthusiasm from the skip for the Serna rink. That's what we'll call it. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. MoPac After Dark. Um, we have a couple Donningbrook's for you tonight as we have this game between Team Serna looking for its first win against Team Endicott, which is 1-3, I believe. And then we also have the Battle of the Undefeated that we're checking in on from time to time. We'll take a look in just a moment as Adam Endicott gets set for his first shot with the hammer here in this fifth end. Looks like it might be tight on the guard. Nope. They're working to push it over. And it looks like they're going to make contact with the shot stone and push that to the back 8 foot. The shooter's going to stick around on the edge of the 8 foot ring. So Serna is still sitting in two, and she's going to want to close the door and just prevent Endicott from having a chance to open things up. So if Serna were to miss, there could be an opportunity for Endicott to get four with a double takeout. But that seems not likely. But stranger things have happened, just like that Netflix TV show that just ended, Emily in Paris, or Stranger Things, I guess. Last strike coming from Anto Serna. Dan said lots of room. You guys can hear him, I hope. It's maybe on the guard here. It looks like it's past the guard. Now the question is, where is it going to end up? And it ends up in a pretty good spot for a guard, right in front of the obvious path of attack. And Serna sitting 2, and it's going to be maybe tricky to bring those 3 Endicott Blues on the edge of the sheet into play, into scoring position. Sorry. I don't think they can run the yellow into the rings for 3. They, I think, can do the angle run back. You can see Endicott and Cassie, Adam and Cassie Endicott lining up the shots. And this seems to be the best bet. He's going to need to be super precise, but we've seen some great shots from Coyotes teams before, including Adam. So Cassie has the broom down for a miracle shot here. 4-4. So either you give up 2, score 4, or possibly score 1. And those seem to be the options here. It could be possible to give up a steal of 1 as well. So weighing the risk reward, that's the risk. Giving up 2, the reward is a possible 4. And we will see if that will pay off for Adam and his Endicott rink as he gets set. So he's keeping an eye on the line. Looks like it's close. It's going to get it back, and it looks like it's going to get 1. Is it going to get both? It gets them both moving, and that is a 4. My goodness, count them up. What a shot. That is a TSN turning point if I ever saw one, as Adam facing a nigh impossible situation makes the impossible happen. That is a score of 4 to tie things up 6-all as we head into the 6th end. It's a whole new ballgame, folks, and we'll have it for you in just a moment when we come back to the 2026 Mixed Fours Playdowns being brought to you on the curling.gg network. Before we get started with this next end, let's go around the rings as we are oft to do. Sheet A on the right, the contest between Team Aces with the Bluestones. They're up 7-2 over Team McLean from Coyotes. McLean's had they've had a bit of a struggle this weekend. Aces kind of started off a little slow, but they are, I think, finding their higher gear. Currently up here in this nightcap game. Sheet B, we just saw one of the best shots I've seen in quite some time by Adam Endicott as Cassie's drawing in for a guard. We can see there at the top of the screen. Sheet C, we have another Donnybrook between Team Barajas with the Blue Rocks, giving they didn't give up. Basically, the yellow team, Gilbert, scored 3 in the first end and stole the second, but then it's been all Barajas since then, taking a 5-4 lead. Barajas from San Francisco, Gilbert from Oval Curling of Utah, as well as Nashville Curling. And then Sheet D, that's our bonus coverage game when we can switch to it, as we have a tied game between the 2 undefeated teams, the last 2 undefeated teams in the field, between Team Coleman with the Bluestones and Team McBride with the Yellows. So quite a back and forth game. Let's dip into that game and see how it's going. If you guys will indulge me for a moment, just see if we can update that situation, and then we'll jump back to our feature game in Two Shades of a Lamb's Tail. So we are to skip stones. I think we might want to stay here for the end of the end. Because right now Coleman is sitting 3, and they're looking to, I think, minimize the damage by taking out the 2 Coleman counters on the left side of the sheet here, as we have Justin McBride slide out of the hack. He's got the weight. Does he have the line? It's looking pretty good. He's going to get both blues moving, and the shooter's going to roll under cover. Pretty awesome shot there from Justin McBride. That was a double takeout brought to you by doubletakeout.com. And so now Coleman's going to have, I think, an angle raise or a draw to the button. This is the 6th end of 8 possible ends. So if they basically score 1 here, hopefully force McBride to a 1 and then score in the last end. That might be the strategy as Coleman heads to the hack. Just looking to draw for 1. Basically needs to bite the forefoot for that single point. As she gets set. Looking to draw the forefoot, and teams practice this all the time, so hopefully she has this in her back pockets. As sweepers are just cleaning it, they want to make sure it sits down in time. The weight looks okay, maybe just a little heavy. It's going to sit down, I think, just in time to settle in the back forefoot for a single point. So they retake the lead, currently 4-3, Coleman over McBride. Exciting stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. As we shift our attention back to our feature game on Sheet B. It's a tie game. It's a whole new ball game on Sheet B. Uh, I'm just giddy with how exciting these games are. You can't make this stuff up. We're not the NFL. Decent number of rocks in play as I pop. Let's see the overhead camera for a look at the situation. So Endicott sitting 2 right now, and looks like Anto wants a double takeout as Megan's rock is away. Line looks okay. Calling for curl. Gonna get 1, and then kisses the shot stone and pushes it open on the left side. So Anto has control of the front of the house, but there is a path to the button, and I think it looks like Endicott wants to draw around on that left side, and should be moving pretty quickly with Olivia Andre's stone. Coming up a little light, so looking for plan B, I believe. Plan B as in barricade to steal a line from Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. It does crash on the guard and rolls wide, so it does protect the shot stone somewhat. Although Serna does have a couple paths to the reins with raises. So looking for a heavy draw, tap back as Dan Stephanie gets set. Looks like it might be overcurling slightly, but they should make contact and raise that red to the back 8 foot for second shot. So not a bad stone. It's not shot, but it's something they can use later in the end. So Endicott wants to try that draw around once again, as we will once again let you know that this end is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. You guys should know these by now, as Olivia's Nets Rock is away. Hoping to draw around. Plan B is to maybe tap the blue up. Wrong button, apologies. And so that's going to settle in the top 12 foot. Good for third shot. It does, I think, provide just a, it's something that Serna can use to maybe hit and roll if they needed to, but they don't need to right now. As Stephanie's rock is away. Looking to try that raise again. Happy with the line right now as Maiden is cleaning. So this looks to be pretty well managed. This is going to hit, and they should be sweeping it to make sure it gets as far as it can get. And it gets to biting the 4 foot for shot, and that is well buried. Just to let you guys know about doubletakeout.com, it offers statistics and rankings generated after major curling events throughout the competitive curling season. You can see how your favorite team stacks up against the rest, which is kind of cool, especially with the Milano Cortina games just around the corner. Find out more information at doubletakeout.com. As we see Adam Endicott get into the hack, there's a port now, and so it looks like he's going to try and draw through the gap. Looks like it might be tight on the guard, but it looks like it will clear it. Now the question is where it's going to end up. It actually clips the guard and then rolls on top of the shot yellow and then just kisses that yellow up ever so slightly. And so Anto and her rink are sitting one, and she wants to put another one in, which I don't blame her. Makes perfect sense to me. So looking to draw through the port and maybe sit shot or second shot. I think they want to keep it high because they do have a chance to raise another one of their stones later if they need to. As both sweepers are on that stone, initially 4 weight, now they're just cleaning and now working to hold the line. And this is going to be shot, I believe, once it sits down. And it does sit down right on the pin. That would be really good if they were doing the last stone draw, and it's still really good, although it basically gives Endicott a path to draw on top of, and they can just tap that yellow back about a foot, foot and a half, and then Endicott would be shot, and it would be very difficult for Anto to pluck that blue out, just like a eagle plucking out a prairie dog on the high desert. As Adam Endicott gets set, looking for a draw. Calling for curl. Looks like they need to go for weight too. because they need to basically tap it back about a foot and a half to be shot, and they just freeze on top of it. Not a bad outcome, but I think they were hoping maybe for that tap back. I would, but not sure if they were looking for that. So they're calling a very dangerous shot. I don't think they need to do the dangerous shot, and I'll explain why. They're sitting one right now with a hammer in the even ends. So if they score a single here and force Endicott to a single, they would be tied with a hammer coming home, which is not a bad outcome. So they're looking at hitting the inside, or they're looking to hit the outside of the blue onto the yellow, onto the blue, and the angles are there possibly, but it's going to be a tricky shot as Antos Rock is away. The slight advantage is if it's not on target, the chances of it missing in a harmless way are not too bad. So actually, it's going to hit the inside, and then roll ever so slightly. So just a single point for Serna to take a 1 point lead heading into the seventh end. Oh, we had a bit of a fall there by Olivia. Hope she's okay. She got up pretty quickly. So we'll pause in the action. We'll be right back. I'm going to step away for 30 seconds and kind of get something to parch my throat, I suppose. And we'll be right back to the 2026 DoubleTakeout.com MoPac Championships. Rocks in play. We are underway here in the seventh end, where Team Serna holds a 7-6 lead over Team Endicott. Endicott has the hammer. I'm sure, I think, is looking for either a multiple point score or a possible blank to carry the hammer into the eighth and final end of regulation. Has some exciting games on the ice, and this has turned out to be a good one on our feature sheet. We hope you'll tune in tomorrow for our Saturday triple header as round robin play concludes with a triple header. We might have some tiebreakers on Sunday depending on how the standings shake out. As Cassie throws a takeout, the shooter's going to roll out of play as well. So Justin will have a clean sheet to draw once more. Our Saturday triple header starts at 9:30 a.m. with a featured game between Team Coleman and Team McDonald. We've seen Coleman in a really close knit battle on sheet D, and we'll hopefully see that again on Saturday morning. And then our 2:30 game will feature Aces versus Gilbert, and then our 7:30 p.m. MoPac After Dark, the star-studded festival of lights that is MoPac After Dark, will feature Team McBride and Team Barajas, and it should be another solid game on tab to wrap up pool play. So all these games are going to be available on the MoPac YouTube channel, and we hope you'll tune in then. So Justin puts up that center guard, and so now Cassie is going to draw around that center guard. It's on the center line, so they can't touch that guard and move it off of that center line. It's going to be close. Gets around the guard. Let's see where it ends up. Nice shot. Settles into the top forefoot. As we have Megan Grow throw her first rock. This is going to be just a smidge on the heavy side, I believe. Ends up in the back forefoot, which is a pretty good place to be. Although Adam has the broom down for the takeout for Sean to take on. Looks like it is going to be close. It kisses their own shot stone and then deflects onto the yellow. So a good shot there by Sean Tate. So Anto has the broom down for a takeout for Megan's second rock. Calling for curl. And that rock is going to hit. It's going to roll towards the center and end up as shot. So great rock there, although it is open. So Endicott is going to try to bop that out. Moving to the bonus coverage game with the Battle of the Undefeateds. We have something quite interesting in development here. McBride is sitting 6. As we are to skip stones, and Coleman, this is her last rock, so really needs to find a way to cut McBride down, and McBride is in a great position. Looks like Coleman is opting to kind of draw on the more congested side, maybe just to get lucky, and maybe a lucky bounce or roll would make her sit a shot, or at least cut McBride down to 1 or 2. As she asks for a little more weight. I think so. I'm going to be curious to see how she got there. Just a crazy situation developing on our bonus coverage sheet. This is her last rock without the hammer here in the 7th end. And it's past the guard. Now it needs to sit down. And oh my goodness, this could be trouble as Claire Blasty jumps on it and is going to sweep it to the back, out of play. Oh my goodness gracious. This is the new TSN turning point right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to see a possible 7-ender develop. There's not an 8-ender in the offing because I can see one of the McBride yellows parked in the rock storage area, ready to be thrown back the other way. But this could be the game here, folks. Sitting 6, an open draw for 7. And my goodness, went from a close fought battle to just an atomic bomb of rocks as Justin McBride throws his last. A chance to put in another stone and find themselves in 7th heaven. As Supers are on it, I want to make sure it is touching the paint. It's going to be there. They wanted to make sure it got there, and it did. And so that is a score of 7, and that is handshakes as there is only one undefeated team left in the field, and that is the team from OC Curling and San Francisco, Team McBride, make the final 10-4 after 7. So what a game. Uh, what a fascinating turn of events. And we will definitely see McBride tomorrow. We'll see Coleman tomorrow, too. So it's going to be interesting to check in on these teams as we continue and conclude our pool play coverage. Round robin as well. Going back to our feature sheet, we have Dan Stephanie throwing. Going to take another look around the rings to see where we are in terms of our feature game. As we have Stephanie's taking a close eye on it. Endicott is sitting shot undercover, and it's going to put a Serna yellow in the top 8 foot. That's good for fifth shot. Held onto that F a little bit longer than we probably needed to. Uh, so trying to think about what Endicott could do to score multiple points here. I usually, obviously try to see what the best possible scenario is for both teams. I don't play favorites as much as I can. I am only human after all, but I do my best to not play favorites. This is Olivia's second stone, I believe, her first. As that is a guard. I think Endicott probably wanted it a little closer to the rings, but not too shabby. So that's not too bad. I think playing the opposite side of the sheet maybe could set up a hit and roll for Anto, but they're looking to do the hit and roll now. But I don't think they'll be able to get to the button just looking at these angles here. I was joking that Dan Stephanie might have some of that pizza bloat after a nice gourmet pizza dinner, but I had a slice too, and I'm definitely kind of feeling well sated in terms of being fed. As Dan has the broom down for the hit and roll. I don't think it's going to roll where they want it to, but we will see as Anto is in the hat. Calling for curl. And it looks like it's going to hit the outside of the blue and just nose it basically. So there is a very lonely Endicott blue buried. There's no way to kind of run the condo line to fully dislodge the blue. Uh, the Endicotts and Tate are taking a close look at this situation. I do think there's a couple ways to the button. I was thinking the easiest way to the button is to do a setup shot. And again, looking at the other side of the sheet, because they set up on the left or bottom side, they could have a tap up for their last for a second point. And then also that doesn't take away that in off. Although if they don't do the in off on the top now, it gives Anto a chance to do the in off, and that might be why they're making that play now. Um, Looking to make sure that they hit it just to the left or the bottom of the center of the stone. Looking to move that yellow away and have the shooter roll towards the shot stone. They need to basically be at least half in the button, so it's a tricky shot. As Adam gets set. Looking for that in off. The line is going to be close. It might be over curling slightly now. It's past the guard. Going to hit and roll. It doesn't seem too much roll, so it didn't over curl. It needed to curl a little bit more, actually. Um, that is something that Endicott can use for his last, perhaps. It's going to be tricky. And so it looks like Anto wants to go onto the other side now. So looking to, I think, just sit on top of the shot stone. I don't think they can tap that shot stone anywhere. So I think this is just basically a front stone or a guard to prevent any sort of easy draw on that side. Because Endicott could do a heavy draw and maybe tap that yellow back for a second point. So it's going to tap the guard. It's going to roll wide to the right, but ends up in a pretty good place. And you can see from this over-the-shoulder view uh, that they have a tricky angle raise for a second point, and there's a potential danger of hitting the blue at the wrong angle and basically just moving both of those blues out of scoring position. So that's I think that's the risk in this case. And last time I talked about risk, Endicott scored 4. So we will see if the risk reward ratio favors Endicott this end. Looking for about control weights as he is about to push out of the hack. Calling for curl. I don't know if he floated it wide. It's now over curling, and so sweepers are off. Um, Crashes on the guard. And Endicott will get a single point to tie things up. So pause the action. We'll be right back for the final stands of the 8th end when we come back to the 2026 DoubleTakeout.com MoPac Championships. All right, we're back. I stepped away to take some team photos. We'll be sharing those team photos on the MoPac Facebook page in the next day or so. As we had Dan Stephanie throw his second stone, I believe. Gonna run the yellow back onto the blue. Just that blue out of the rings as we are in the seventh end. Actually, is this the eighth? Oh, it's the eighth end. I apologize. Oh man, losing track of the time. So this is the situation that Anto had wanted to be tied with the hammer coming home. So this is what they wanted. They may have not wanted to have Endicott maybe being shot. It looks like it's Serna sitting one, just based on where the rocks are relative to the letters in lives. So it looks like Endicott wants to tap up the blue as my voice wavers there. Adams Rock is away. Actually drawing, not looking for the tap. Need to avoid crashing on the yellow guard. It looks like it will crash on the. Oh, it's past the guard. Uh, Heard someone say, "Oh, baby." That sounded like it might be Anto, and that settles in buried uh, in the top 4 foot. So all day long, I was wondering when a curler is going to be able to successfully draw around guards, and it looks like they were able to with that last stone from Endicott. He has one more to come as Anto hustles down the ice. Uh, Looks like she found something and is trying to pick it up, clean it up. And the reason why she's hustling might be the the clock in the background. She has 80 seconds to throw 2 stones. Not too bad. I don't know if they've taken their time out yet. So the broom is down to clear those front stones because they're not helping Anto anymore. The first of 2 skip stones coming from Anto for her from her San Francisco one country rink. So it hits one of the guards and clears it. So Endicott is sitting one right now, and they only need one to win. They are timed right now. So I think looking to draw a guard, it doesn't really help them too much to draw in, I would say, as Shantae was looking in on the situation. So looking for the guard. They also don't want to risk tapping that yellow guard. I think they want to draw. Okay, so after talking it out amongst myself, I think what they want to do is they want to draw around that yellow guard and prevent that yellow run back. So Adam is throwing his last without the hammer, sitting one, looking to lock it down and secure the win. And it looks like it's pretty good. You can see where Cassie has the broom, where she had it right by the K in black. It's going to go a little deep, not too bad, as it settles in the top 8 foot as a front stone protecting that shot. Blue, currently at least 2 and maybe 3, as Stephanie takes a look around the rings. Uh, I believe the team, I believe if Serna has a timeout, she'll take it. And you can see with the clock in the background that is indeed what they did. Let's see if we can listen in on what's going on. Okay, I couldn't quite make that out. But there was only really one shot they could do, and that is to run the yellows or run the single yellow back into the blues in the back or the top of the house. Uh, pardon me. Crucial shot here as Anto and her ring was looking to secure their first win of the tournament. So a crucial shot here from Anto, running the yellow back into the blues for a single point and the win. It looks like it's a little inside. It's going to squirt past the rocks in the rings. That is a score of two for Team Endicott to secure the second win of the event. That was a hard fought game. Endicott had that miracle shot in the fifth end to take four to tie things up, and then it was back and forth with singles until the very last end. So make the final 9-7 Endicott over Serna. Let's do a quick look around the range to see if there's a game we can jump into, but I think that might be it. So while we look around the rings, we'll just recap the games as they unfolded. Sheet A, we had Aces with the Blue Rods taking on Team McLean. Aces pulled ahead with a 10-4 win. Uh, Sheet B, our feature game, we saw Team Endicott come back and steal the last 2 points in the eighth end for a 9-7 win. Endicott from Coyotes over Serna from San Francisco, Wine Country, and Coyotes. And then on sheet C, we had a battle between Team Barajas and Gilbert. Barajas with the Bluestones came back and had a 2 point lead in the seventh end, but Team Gilbert from the Oval in Nashville had a four spot to take the 9-7 win. And then on our bonus coverage game on sheet D, the battle between the two undefeated teams in the field. There is only one undefeated team left in the field. That is Team McBride with the Yellow Rocks from OC Curling in San Francisco, scoring a seven-ender, coincidentally in the seventh end, to take a 10-4 win over Team Coleman from San Francisco. So, looking at the standings before we sign off for the night, we can see there that Team McBride is at 6-0. We have two teams at 4-1. That's Coleman and McDonald. Coincidentally, that's going to be our feature game tomorrow morning at 9:30. So a battle for second place between Coleman and McDonald. We see Aces. They started off. They kind of had to find their feet at the start of the tournament, but they are currently sitting in fourth spot at 3-2. Barajas at 500, 3-3. Gilbert right behind at 2-3. Endicott also at 2-3, and then we have Serna and McLean bringing up the rear. It's getting kind of loud here in the warm room as we're about to sign off tonight. MoPac After Dark, can't beat it. So as we are wrapping up tonight, I definitely do want to thank again our sponsors, including DoubleTakeout.com, offering unique statistics and rankings of the top men's and women's teams from around the world at DoubleTakeout.com, and by Curling.gg. Curling.gg is proud to be an official sponsor of Team Canada's mixed doubles champions, Brett Gallant and Jocelyn Peterman, and by Endgame Curling. Elevate your game with Endgame Curling. Learn more at endgamecurling.com. So that will wrap things up for tonight. MoPac After Dark. It was wild. It was woolly, and I hope you guys had a wonderful time. We have one more MoPac After Dark on tap tomorrow night. Again, our game times are 9:30, 2:30, and 7:30 p.m. all time specific. And our feature game is going to be a great one between Team Coleman and Team McDonald. I do hope you'll join us then at 9:30 a.m. But until then, this has been your host, Ryan Olson, on behalf of all of us here at MoPac and San Francisco Bay Area Curling, and with deep thanks to our sponsor. Good night and good curling.